welcome to a special Mother's Day episode. And to all of you moms out there, happy Mother's Day. We hope you've had a wonderful day, and thank you so much for tuning in tonight. So we have special guests with us tonight, our moms. We thought it was really appropriate for us to kind of do an episode all about mommyhood and bring our moms on. So we're excited, right? Seem appropriate, yes. So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourselves, since not everyone knows you.
I'm Denise.
I'm Pam.
Your name's Denise, and your middle name's Denise.
Yes.
How cute.
I just discovered that.
So fun. So I think let's just maybe start talking about, I don't know, where should we start? Where do you feel like would be a good place to start tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can kind of start. We talked earlier. I get a lot of questions about how do you do this? How do you be a mom, have 4 kids, do a career, all that jazz. So I'll kind of start there because I think we all have different places in our life that we had when we had kids. So I'm the oldest of 5. My youngest sister is 10 years younger than me. So my mom worked outside the home until she got pregnant with me. And then when you were, 3 months pregnant with me, then you stopped working at the bank, right?
No, 2 weeks before you were born.
Oh, okay. So then she stayed home and took care of all of us. She babysat other kids. So she worked in the home. And then just in the last 3 years now, then she started working for an Etsy shop. So she stayed home with all of us kids throughout all of our whole childhood, high school career. And then you had kids later. So you had a career, full-on career, and then had kids later, right?
Yes, I was dental hygienist for 20 plus years and quit just 2 weeks before this one was born. So
Very exciting. Okay. And then I had kiddos right from the get-go. So Nate and I got married. 4 months later, we were pregnant. So we had our first one 3 days after our 1-year anniversary. So, and then we haven't stopped since. Bam, bam, bam. But I worked throughout all of the kiddos. Just recently, I quit working at Merle Norman, which I've been there for 11 years. So I could focus more on freelance stuff. But, I mean, I get a lot of questions about how you do it. Like, I can't do it with 1 kid. I do it with 4 kids, which I think the more kids you have, you are forced to be more organized. So I feel like I'm more organized now with 4 than I was with 1. I don't know, now it's like, I do everything the night before. My biggest thing is to prep. My mom used to always say, get everything ready the night before. Yeah. So now, literally everything the night before. Clothes are picked out, lunches are made, might at least have an idea of what I want to wear. Sometimes it changes, but I at least try to prep myself for that. Breakfast is laid out. I just try to do everything the night before. So then in the morning, because I'm not a morning person at all, so it makes the day a lot smoother if you can kind of prep beforehand. So that's helped. That was a great tip I got from my mom. And then also, I could not do it without my husband, and I could not do it without my family. So we're very blessed in that we've got family that lives close by. My side of the family lives 10 minutes one way. My husband's side lives 10 minutes the other way. So I could not do what I do and be able to do all of this without my husband, who, right now currently is watching our kiddos, so we can do this. And then throughout the week, when I have weddings or makeup or whatever, my youngest sister Lauren helps, my sister Liv helps, my mom helps, his mom helps. So we're very, very fortunate to have family alongside to be able to help, because that's really the only way I could do it.
Yeah, I say that all the time when Colin and I are ready to have kids. I'm like, I don't think I could raise them away from my mom. I always tell her, I'm always like, Mom, you've got a job. You're going to be our full-time caretaker, basically. But I mean, it's so true. Without family, and I remember my grandma always taking us to dance. Because my brother and I would always have totally different schedules, and I had to be at dance, and he had to be at football or soccer or whatever he was doing at the time. So Mom was like, well, I can't be in 2 places at once. So Grandma, and I mean, I can't imagine doing it away from family. I think it would be so hard, and I wouldn't want to. I mean, then I feel like that's something that you've probably looked forward to.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't want to take that away from you and not be able to have you there.
It makes
in those little moments. Yeah.
I was thinking that as I came in today, watching you with your 4 and thinking, one of these days, I'll be able to help, hopefully.
Hopefully.
It takes a village, and so it does really mean a lot to have family close by and have them pitch in. And I'm lucky to have my mother, who is 91 years old.
Oh my gosh. But still going strong. So cute. She is, I mean, everyone's like, where does your fashion come from? And I'm like, let me tell you, it comes from my mom and it comes from my grandma, because my grandma has a scarf for every holiday, those cute little silky scarves.
I love it.
She has matching earrings. And my mom, I mean, like doesn't leave the house unless she's got at least jeans on, and that's the most casual she will leave the house in. I mean, otherwise she just doesn't go out of the house. And I'm over here like, okay, well here I am in my sweats today, but I mean, when I am dressed up,
but you look cute in sweats. When you get to be this age, maybe not so much.
Oh, Mom.
Mom's like, no.
But yeah, so I think it's important.
It is.
And I mean, I think it's easy for people to see from the outside, feel like you're doing it all, but I'm sure you have days, Ericka, where you're like, I am gonna lose my mind today, or whatever. I think all moms feel that way at some point.
I think in the world we live in now, like us growing up, like we didn't have the whole social media of like comparing yourselves to other moms or comparing yourselves to other lives that you have. So now it's just like more on display.
Right.
And I try to like be real and show you, you know, I wear socks with sandals when I go drop off the kids to school, and I'm not wearing matching clothes, and my hair looks like a bird's nest. You know, like that is the norm. A lot of the times I walk around like not showering all day because I was doing laundry or whatever.
Right.
So.
That was one of the
I
things.
know, right? I did shower today. I did. However, I was playing outside with the kids, so I can't make any promises.
I remember showering being one of the toughest things. It was when they were little.
Yeah.
It was one of the toughest
You
things.
have to coordinate it with like nap time or put them in the bathroom in the bouncy seat with the door open. I've done that before.
The bouncy
so they can
seat
see
and
you.
the swing came in real handy.
Oh yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, and then Mom. I mean, geez, she didn't have. That is one thing I will say about my mom that I respect. She did not have family around. So my dad's parents always lived further away up until we were a lot older, and then her parents lived her dad passed away when she was pregnant with me, but her mom lived in Colorado, and so she didn't have a whole family unit. We moved around a lot as kids with my dad's job, and so she did everything on her own when she was at home. So I can't imagine. I feel so lucky that I have them to help me because she didn't have anybody to help her. So I always respect that about you, that you did. Don't cry. I'm not getting emotional today.
You must have been organized. You must have been very organized.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how she did. She would take all of us kids to the grocery store, 5 kids, plus she babysat, 2 to 3, depending. She'd have 2 carts, and she would push one and she would pull the other one. She used to go monthly grocery shopping, and she'd take all of us kids, all of us would go down the aisles, and we would do the grocery shopping with her, like. So I'm just like, good grief. Like, I mean, I felt like when you're a kid looking at that, you don't really think anything of it until you become a mom, and then you take your kids to the store and you're like, geez, like, you know, like
you had
going
great
through.
training.
I did. I had great training for sure. So so I feel very lucky to have family to help me do things, and so then it just makes me respect my mom and what she did because she didn't have the supportive family around. So
what do you feel like is the toughest? And you can answer this too, but the toughest part of just like navigating having kids and figuring out what that life looks like, because obviously it's so much different when it's just like you and your husband or you and your spouse or whatever, and then you have kids and you throw that in the mix and it's totally different.
I thought it was very difficult bringing somebody into the house that I didn't even know, except that I loved you even though I didn't know you, but you were so tiny, so I was a little apprehensive about that, but you know, it's such a blessing. Children are just such a blessing, and you always have to keep that in mind, even when it's really a tough day. You know, you have to think, they're a blessing.
The days are long, but the years are short. That's so true.
Absolutely is.
Because the time goes so fast. It goes so fast.
Yep.
What about you, Mama? What do you think? What do you think was the hardest? One of the hardest things?
One of the hardest things?
Yeah.
Oh,
all of it.
Teenage years?
No, actually, my kids were all really, really good. I had one child that was more of a challenge than the other 4 put together.
Or he was more stubborn.
He was more stubborn and more strong-willed. He's a good kid. Don't get me wrong, he was an excellent kid, and now he's a very successful adult.
Yeah. And you're gonna cry again.
Yeah. Oh, so fun.
But I've, sorry. Oh my goodness.
You're getting so emotional. Well, he's about to graduate too, the brother we're talking about. He's about to graduate with his master's.
Oh, that's exciting.
So she's like
very
really
proud.
excited.
Very
She's
proud.
very proud.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But yes, I mean, I think it can be, I'll give you a second to
That's
mom
okay.
yourself.
I got it.
Just like thinking about how you are in charge of these tiny people's lives.
Yeah.
Like you are the ones who are instilling values into them, raising them, hoping that they're going to love Jesus and be successful and do great things and be kind and be loving. And there's just so many things that you're like,
I want this for you.
I want this for you. And so you're like, and I'm responsible for that. Like, I mean,
absolutely.
You're like in charge of these little tiny people's lives.
Yeah.
You know?
What I was going to say was I've been around kids like all my life. So
Yeah.
Ericka again.
So
anyway,
you love them. I love
Absolutely.
so when my husband and I got married, we had basically a honeymoon baby, which was her because she was born like
I was a surprise.
almost 9 months to the day after.
Oh my god.
So I was like, we haven't really had just kind of us time,
Right.
You know, not
Right.
really. So,
Yeah, so it was like you went from dating to pretty much being parents from the get-go. So it's like you never really knew a time when you didn't have kids, really.
Yeah.
Because even your like engagement was really
yes,
short, you
very
know?
short engagement. Yes.
So
yeah.
now you're about to be close to being empty nesters. So now you'll know what it's like. Mom's about to get herself a little sports car. Lauren's the last one in the house. So now she's about to experience all of that now.
Yeah.
So.
Take advantage when she's here because she may be off traveling. Too.
I know. I'm like, gosh. She's like ditching the van. She's like, forget it.
Bye.
No car seats in
Going
this
nowhere.
car. No, I'm excited for her. She deserves it. They've worked hard. So, yeah.
What do you feel like is the most rewarding part about being a mom?
For me, here I go. Knowing that my kids are happy and that they work hard and that they love Jesus.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Bottom
great.
line.
Yeah.
Yeah. They do. All your siblings are so great. I mean, I feel like I've met almost all of them,
Yeah, I don't
except
think you've met
maybe the
Jordan.
brothers.
Jordan,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, yeah. But they're all just so great. Such a great
Watching-
little family.
Watching them fulfill dreams.
Yes.
You've done a lot of that.
Yep. So
And,
is Brad.
and Brad has too. Now
He's on his way.
Because he just graduated.
He
He
just graduated
just
college.
last weekend,
Yes.
which is like, I know,
That's
we sat
crazy.
down and I opened the program and I saw that he was graduating cum laude. And I told them that. My
Yep.
dad just like busted out in tears. And mom's like, oh, here he goes. Which she's normally emotional like that too, but she's just so, like, her strength is insane. And that's where I get my strength from, is from you. Because it's just, I don't know, you have so much strength, it's crazy. And Dad does too, but he's just like over the top emotional. It's very funny.
It won't last
So
long, but
sweet.
you'll see it for a moment or two.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're all just like, oh, here we go.
Get ready.
But yeah, it was fun to be together when he was graduating. I mean, it's cool to like see all of that come
Absolutely.
to fruition after
Absolutely.
4
And
years of college. And
Yep.
And now he's going on to grad school, so we're excited he's going to actually be back home again.
he will. He's going to
In
New York.
Indianapolis.
That's
Yeah.
exciting.
It will be.
Yay for
It
that.
will be.
Yeah.
He's been gone for 4 years and was, gone for a semester in China, so he was really far away then.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. Yeah.
So
Crazy.
it'll
How
be
did
nice
you
to
do
have
that?
Yeah.
Did you handle that one?
It was not easy, although she had kind of prepared me for that because she had a semester away too. So,
okay.
And lived in New York City for 2 months.
That's right.
So I was gone for like 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah. You handled it really well. Again, your strength. I think Dad was maybe more. I mean, you were nervous, but you didn't like show it as much. And you were just like, okay, you gotta, you learned how to let us spread our wings.
Yes.
I feel like in high school, sometimes I felt like you were choking me. And I was like, step away, let me do my own thing. And then I went to college and she was like, I have to let you fly. And I was like, wait, come back. I don't want you to let me fly.
You're like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
It's funny when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Brad was a little upset with me in high school a few times too, but you have to pay attention. You
Yeah.
have to pay attention
And
because
it's a balance. It's all about, which that terrifies me, because right now when they're little, you have a little bit more control over them.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
But
Once they
it's
get
scary
the car
once they
keys,
get older and they have more independence. It's like trying to figure out how to, okay, I want to trust you and be able to give you this, but I also want to be your parent and I want to protect you somewhat. So I think that's one of the scariest
Yeah.
things to think about, is to figure out that balance. Because, I mean, no one does it perfectly. I won't do it perfectly, and nobody does. But,
Yeah.
trying to figure out to do it the best you can. Is
when
kinda
they drive
crazy.
away in the car, it's
Mhm.
real scary.
Yeah,
That's when
I
you
can't
start
think
really
about
praying.
Yes, absolutely.
that. Jeez, I
For the
sobbed
other
it.
guy.
Yeah. I sobbed at kindergarten drop off. I can't imagine, after you're driving, oh my. I always made fun of my mom because she cried when she dropped me off to kindergarten. I was like, oh my gosh, why are you
All
crying?
5 of you.
Oh my
All
God.
5 of you
Like,
are crying.
and then, again, when you have your own kids, you're like, oh my God, they need me. I'm going to be away from them all day. Are they going to know what to do with her? I don't know these people.
Yep.
But yeah,
Yep.
that's how it goes. It's all about the journey. So,
It is.
All about the journey.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a great journey. It's an absolutely wonderful journey to be a parent and to give life. That is just so awesome.
Yes.
That is really awesome.
Thanks for giving me my life, Mom. So great.
You're
So
welcome.
great.
You're welcome.
Thanks for being the honeymoon baby and being a surprise and loving me anyway.
And loving me anyway.
We always give her a hard time. I'm like, I was a surprise. You didn't want me.
No.
So was Lauren.
I know. So it's the youngest
Again.
one. I know.
This one was born 2 days after our first anniversary, so
Yep.
that was close too.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. There you go.
Speaking of anniversaries, ours is tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, it is. And then ours is next week.
Aw, so fun.
I know.
So much
Lots of celebrating to
anniversary
do.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, we do. Don't worry.
Well, we
Nate and I will be in
we-
New York. So.
Yeah, we find things to celebrate.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Always.
Yep. Always. Well, thank you guys so much for being on here tonight.
You're
We really,
welcome.
really appreciate
Yes,
it.
it was so
And
fun.
it was fun. To all of the moms out there, I hope that this was a really fun episode for you guys. I'm not a mom yet, but just hearing everyone's stories makes me really excited for that day when I will get to be someday. And I know that I always say, I'm always like, I don't think I'll ever be like my mom, and every day I'm a little bit more like her, and I'm like, oh, wow. But I know that that means I will be loving, and my kids will be kind, and they will have so much love in their lives because I have so much love in mine.
Yeah.
And I think that's
It's
really,
a blessing.
it is such a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Such a blessing.
Yay.
So thank you guys so much. Cheers to all of you moms out there, and we'll see
Happy
you next
Mother's Day.
week.
Happy Mother's Day.